Welcome. Thanks for joining me this morning for Morning Flow Yoga. Today we will be focusing a lot on hips. And from our starting pose, we could just sit. This is one way to open the hips. It's called Sukhasana or easy pose. But we'll go a little deeper by bringing the soles of our feet together. If you have blocks, you might bring them within reach. You don't have to have blocks. You bring your hands behind you and come down onto your forearms and down onto your back. If it's easier to lie down and then bring the soles of your feet together, that's fine too. So you might put the blocks between the outside of your legs and the floor to take the weight of your legs and make the posture more passive. Your hands could rest on the floor or rest on your body, wherever you like. Close your eyes if you wish. Focusing on your breath, allowing it to get deeper and slower. Observing the movements of your breathing and the way these movements feel in your body. Scan your body, notice whatever there is to notice there. Maybe paying a little more attention to the hips. How does it feel to be in this posture? If this posture is too much in your legs or hips, you could also rest the soles of your feet on the mat and just have your knees sticking up or maybe leaning in towards each other a little. That's fine too. Sometimes knees splayed is too much. Notice whatever's going on in your body in this moment, particularly making note of anything that doesn't feel so good, if any soreness or stiffness is registering. Maybe think of sending your breath to these trouble spots as they make themselves known. Taking mental notes of any issues so that you can take care of yourself during practice. Exercising the freedom that you always have to skip or modify any portion of practice. And this way you will find your way to the practice that suits you best today. And any time that you catch your mind wandering, drifting off in one direction or another, just gently come back to this centering focus of noticing your breathing and noticing what's going on in your body. If in addition to these shared intentions, you have a personal intention you wish to set for practice today, let that come together in your mind and take root for a few breaths. And with our intention set before we begin moving around, let's share 3 deep cleansing breaths. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth with a sighing sound. Now, to come out of this posture in the lower body, it's best to let your arms help your legs. You can bring your hands down to the outsides of your knees or thighs and nudge your knees up towards each other. It's like closing a book. So the soles of your feet land on the mat. If you were using blocks there, give the blocks a shove Knock them in the direction of your toes so they don't get in the way of this. Twist, we're going to do cross your left ankle above your right knee. Reach your arms out to the sides. Let your legs fall to the right. Turn your head to the left and keep your shoulders grounded. Don't worry about how far your legs go. Slowly come back up to center and cross your legs the other way. Come into the other twist, leg going to the left and head turning to the right. Slowly come back up to center and uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees and rock side to side or roll in circles to massage your back against the floor. And start to rock front to back, rolling the length of your spine on the floor, tipping up towards the seat, maybe pausing at the top of the rocking movement. Play with a little core engagement, a little balancing on your butt. And we'll all meet sitting up. Take whichever leg is in front, doesn't matter which side. Hoist your leg with the arm on the same side, and with your other hand, bring your hand and grab your toes. Interlace your fingers between all your toes. So let this arm support the weight of the leg. Let the ankle be slack, passive. Make some slow circles with your ankle. Make a few in each direction. And then release your toes, cradle your leg with both arms. You don't have to grip like this. However, you can grip your leg to support it and let it hang. Let it be loose, let the arms do the work. Make circles rocking your femur around in the hip socket. Not pushing, just seeing where it wants to go. Maybe the circles grow a little bigger. We'll take some in each direction. Let that leg down, bring the other one in front. Grab those toes, smush your fingers in between the toes. Support the weight of the leg. Nice, slow, gentle circles with your ankle. Taking a few in either direction. And release the toes, cradle your leg, whatever grip works for you. And start those slow, easy circles. Changing direction at some point. And let the leg down. We'll take a few rounds of breath with seated cow and cat. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward and down. Follow the pace of your breathing. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And after your next exhale, sit up nice and tall. Bring your hands to rest out at your sides, fingertips on the floor. Inhale, reach your left arm up alongside your ear like you want to tap the ceiling. Exhale, reach across to the right, lean into your right hand. Feel for length all the way from your left hip up through your left fingertips. And then just let your head hang wherever your neck is comfortable. Inhale, come up. As you exhale, come into a twist. The left hand comes to rest on the floor behind you. Right hand rests on your left leg. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, invite your body to twist some more. And just check that out with each breath. See if there's a little more room. See how much feels like enough for you. And let yourself unwind from your twist. Inhale, raise your right arm. Exhale, reach to the left. With an inhale, come upright. And as you exhale, come into the other twist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, invite further twisting. And come on back to center. And let's make our way up onto our hands and knees. Open your hands way up, feel the whole palms on the floor. Shoulders stacked above the wrists, hips stacked above the knees. Reach back with your left foot and press the ball of your foot against the floor. Feel for your heel moving away from your tailbone as your leg lengthens for a couple of breaths. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back as if to make a footprint on the wall. With your next inhale, reach your right arm forward, thumb pointing up, fingertips reaching for the opposite wall. Exhaling, draw your knee towards your elbow, round your back. Inhale, extend out again. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, lengthen out. And then bend the raised leg, reach that hand back. See if you can take hold of your foot or your ankle. Take a bind, kick against your hand, look forward. Beautiful. Release and lower down. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Take a couple breaths. With an inhale, pick your foot up and reach straight back. With your next inhale, reach your left arm forward. And 3 times exhale, draw your knee towards your elbow, round your back. Inhale, lengthen out again. Exhale, inhale. Then bend that right leg, reach that left hand back, see about the bind. Opening the shoulders, stretching the quads. Release and lower down. Bring your big toes to touch. Send your knees wider. Sit back towards your heels. Make your way to child's pose. Now we think of child's pose as a resting pose, and it is, but it's also a great hip opening pose. Notice what your breathing does as you're in child's pose, the expansion in your upper body as you breathe in. As you breathe out, feel for settling back and down in the hips. Maybe it's just a feeling, maybe there's a little movement, maybe your seat gets a little lower. With an inhale, bring yourself forward and back up to table. And we'll start to stand. Step your left foot up between your hands and step your right foot up to meet it. Hang out in forward fold. Knees soft, arms and head hanging heavy. Sway back and forth, bend and straighten your legs a little or a lot as you like. Your hands might drag on the ground or hang in the air. Or you can hold your elbows. Or you can clasp your hands behind your head. Give some traction to your neck. If your hands aren't hanging down, let them hang down again. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to the front of your legs, and push. Feel for the crown of your head drawing forward away from your tailbone. Exhale, relax down. Inhale, roll slowly to standing, hands up overhead, arms together. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Let your hands hang at your sides. Lift your left shoulder up towards your ear. Slide it back and let it come down. And your right shoulder up, back, and down. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Interlace your fingers, flip your palms up, and look up at your hands and lift up your heart. With an inhale, come upright. As you exhale, bend to the right, feel for length through both arms. Try not to let the left shoulder curl forward past your ear or let the left heel come up off the floor. Head hanging out wherever your neck is comfortable. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come up. And exhale, let your arms come down. And we're going to work on eagle pose now. I've been doing pretty regularly, we've been doing eagle in the upper body, we've been doing eagle arms, but there's eagle legs to go with it, which we haven't been doing so much. So I'm going to inhale, reach your arms out to the sides. Exhale, bring your left arm under your right arm, intertwine your arms, press your palms together. And now for the legs, you're going to bring the weight into your left leg. Pick your right leg up, reach back, and think of swinging it in a circle. Use the weight of your leg to bring it out to the right, forward, across the front of the other leg. And if you can tuck your ankle behind your calf. I actually can't do it. So this is the most I can do with my legs. But basically, you want to intertwine your legs similar to the way you're intertwining your arms. In my case, the legs won't go as far. So this is the expression I get. Cross legs. Someday maybe that foot will tuck behind that calf. Today's not the day. Reach your elbows and your hands away from you and up. And let's see if we can come out with control. Swing your leg back through that arc. Plant the foot. Inhale, open your arms. Exhale, let them down. Just a little breather before we do that on the other side. That was good. Inhale, spread your wings. And this time we cross the arms the other way. So your right arm comes on your left arm, twine your arms together. If you did it the other way, you keep track, as long as we all get both sides. Bringing the weight into your right leg, picking your left foot up, swing back, out, across the front. That was very sloppy. Okay, so this side's not going to be as good for me. I'll try again. You fall, you're human, you get up, you're ready. For just a moment there, I had, yes, I've got 2 or 3 toes tucked behind the calf. So didn't get it on the first try, but I've actually got a deeper expression here in my legs than I did on the other side. And see if you can slowly, with control, unwind the leg and unwind the arms and let the arms down. Very good. I need a drink after that. Filled up quite a bit of heat standing in that particular posture. We all have a tendency, I think, to avoid things that challenge us past a certain degree. We expand our comfort zone by playing at the edges and gently explore. So my ego legs are not great. Nobody's going to put that picture of me in the textbook, but that's where they are today. Let's start into some sun salutations. Inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Make your way from forward fold to plank. Hang out for a few breaths in this first plank, letting your hips come down in line with your shoulders and your heels. If you need a shorter plank, you can drop your knees, and then your hips come down in line with shoulders and knees. With an exhale, slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Let everything come down. Untuck your toes, rest your chin. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest. Maybe just a low cobra on the first go through. Every time we come through, do the heart opener that's right for you. Whatever degree of cobra, maybe upward dog when you're ready. Listen to your low back each time. Exhale, rock back, pass through table if you like. On up to downward dog. Curl the toes under, press into your feet to lift your knees, press into your hands to lift your tap. And walk your dog, pedal your feet up and down. Heels growing closer and closer to the ground. And do a little wiggle, wag your tail. Tip one hip and then tip the other. And slowly bring yourself back to forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, all the way up, hands overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Make your way to your plank. On an exhale, lower, maybe just halfway this time. Inhale, bring your heart forward for your cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, rock back and up to downward facing dog. Make your way to forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down. Make your way to your plank. On an exhale, lower halfway. Inhale to bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up to downward dog. Inhale, raise your left leg. Keep the leg long, stack your hips and look under your left arm. So your left hip is above your right hip, and you're looking under your left arm. Square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhaling, draw your knee forward and plant your foot outside your left hand. I'm going to explore lizard pose here. So you might keep the back leg up. You might let the back leg down to stabilize yourself more. Let the back knee down and curl the back toes. Keeping that leg raised will make it much more challenging. I'm not going to do it today. So we start to explore lizard. You can scoot this foot out to the side a bit more. And you might come down onto your forearms. You can use blocks here, under your forearms or under your hands. And you might, if depending on how your hip feels, you might play with rocking onto the edge of your foot, pinky toe edge of your foot, let the leg fall out that way. And if that works for you, you might find that you can then go lower. See, now I can set the blocks aside and get my forearms on the floor. But it's just about seeing what your body wants here, how far that hip wants to go as we explore this posture. And if you need to scoot your elbows forward or scoot your knee back, similar to adjustments that we make when we're in pigeon. And as we do with pigeon, when we come out, we go nice and slowly. We just start to rewind. So I'm coming back up onto my hands. And then with my arm stabilizing me, then I'll tilt this leg, get the foot back on the floor. Then I'll curl the back toes under, press into the back foot to lift that knee. And inhale, reach that leg back and up. Exhale, let it come down. Same thing, other side. Inhale, raise your right leg, stack your hips and look under your right arm. Square your hips down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your right elbow. Inhale, reach your leg up. Exhale, draw your knee towards your left elbow. Inhale, reach your legs up. Exhaling, draw your knee forward, plant the foot outside your right hand, set up to do our other lizard. You can let that left leg down, left knee down and uncurl those toes if you like. And start to explore. You can walk your hands forward. Maybe you come to your blocks. Maybe scoot the foot out to the side. Maybe let the foot tip, let the leg tip open. So on this side, I'm not going as far. I didn't think I would. And that's all right. I happen to know that I have an issue going on this side. So I'll just let it go as far as it wants to go. And maybe with a few breaths, it goes a little further. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm not pushing it. I'm just adjusting the position of my arms and my left knee a little bit. And start to rewind yourself. Taking your time. When you've got both hands planted, then flatten the foot, wiggle it back in. Curl the back toes under, press into your foot, lift your knee, press into your hands, inhale, lift the other leg back and up. And exhale, let it down. Take 3 clearing breaths. Let your knees down. Make your way to child's pose for a minute. Check in with your body. Scan yourself as we did. at the start of practice. How different is this child's pose from the first one you did today? Where does it feel different? Notice whatever there is to notice. And if you can't quite tune into what's different, that's okay. That's just something to notice. I can't tell. There's no wrong answer in asking, what do you notice? With an inhale, bring yourself back up to table. Take your time. And as you're ready, make your way back to downward facing dog. And we'll do our preparations for pigeon pose. Get deep into the hip in another way. Inhale, raise your left leg. Bend your knee, stack your hips. Now here you can either flex your foot and circle your knee a couple times in each direction, or you might opt to flip your dog, let that left foot land, raise your hips, raise your left hand. If it flips, gently flip back. Square your hip down. Exhaling, draw your knee towards your chest, send your foot over to the right side. Rest the pinky toe edge of your foot on the ground for star pose. If you want to go further to fallen star, bring your right hand in towards your heart, then on up towards the sky, fallen star. Bring your right hand down if it's raised. Draw your knee to center, reach your leg up nice and high. And exhaling, we'll come to pigeon. Draw your knee towards your left wrist, your ankle towards your right wrist. Let the lower leg land on the mat. Let the back knee down, the back toes uncurl. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your gaze, lift your heart. Exhale, release, melt forward, coming down. You could use blocks or not as needed. So here's similar to what we did in Lizard, which is surrendering to gravity and breathing and seeing what the body wants. As your hips continue to open and settle, maybe your right knee slides back a bit, maybe your elbows walk forward, maybe your head coming down onto a block or onto the floor or onto your hands or arms. Take your time, start to come out, rewind, walk the elbows back, get your hands planted, lengthen the arms, lift your head and heart. If you like, bend the back, extended leg, reach your hand back for a bind. Some days we get a bind, some days we don't. I had many days when I was new at practicing where I would just flail around, knowing there was a foot back there, but not being able to connect with it. Release the bind, plate your hand, plant your foot. Big inhale, lift back up to three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot, make a couple circles with that knee in each direction. And square your hip down and lower your leg. Inhale, lift both heels, maybe rock onto your toes. Exhale to lower your heels. Other side, inhale, raise your right leg, bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot and circle your knee, or flip your dog if you like. If you flip nice and softly, flip back. Square your hip down. Exhale, draw your knee towards your chest. Send your foot over to the left for your star pose. And if you like to continue on, bring your left hand in and reach your left hand up on the star. Exhaling, bring your hand down. Draw your knee to center, reach your leg up nice and high. And slowly exhale, come to pigeon, knee towards right wrist, ankle towards left wrist. Let that leg land. Let the back knee down. Uncurl the back toes. Press into your hands, inhale, look up, lift up. Exhale, release, forward, melting, surrendering. See how far your hips want to go. It's all about the journey, not the destination here. Each side will be different, maybe a little different, maybe very different. It's natural to notice these differences. We don't need to make one side look or feel like the other. Just breathing into whatever arises. Think of sending the inhales towards any place you feel tension. As you exhale, think of releasing that which does not serve you anymore. Inhale what you want and exhale what you don't. And slowly start to make your way out. Come back up onto your hands. And if you like, bend the left leg. If you like, reach back, seal out, taking the bind. Release your bind. Plant your hand, plant your foot. Inhale, lift back up to three-legged dog. And one last time, bend your knee, stack your hips, flex your foot, make a couple circles with your knee in each direction. Square your hip down, lower your leg. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, lower your heels. Lower your knees and take child's pose for a minute, maybe not even a minute. I don't use a stopwatch. Take child's pose. Notice again any differences. Does this child's pose feel different from the last one or from the first one? Inhale, slowly come back to table. And make your way back to downward facing dog from table. And walk your hands back to your feet. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale, roll to standing, hands up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So we just did a lot for our hips, probably feeling way more open than they were at the start of this practice. So for balancing today, we're going to do one that is in line with that hip opening. So a little trickier one if you want to step over by a wall or a desk or a chair, whatever's nearby to support yourself. You can have that little confidence there. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. Let the weight come into your left leg. Raise your right knee. Maybe your thigh comes parallel to the ground. Keep your left hand pressing to your sternum. Drop your right hand down towards your foot or your leg. So you might grab your big toe, inside of the foot, outside of the foot, ankle, shin. You can also grab under the knee if none of that is reachable. So grab this foot or this leg however you can, and then reach, and then he falls. And then reach your foot, and then he grabs the wall. Reach your foot forward, demonstrating that fall. So your hand might stay on the wall or come back to your chest. And you might bring your foot out to the side and open the gate of the hip. And if that works all right, you might reach the other hand out like that. Never sit gracefully. And see if you can rewind slowly. And drop the foot and shake it out. We had a close call there with this little piece of artwork. I almost killed it. When you're ready, hands back at your heart. Shift back and forth a few times. It's a very challenging balance. But when you get there, when you get that leg out to the side, wow, it's actually feel nice in the hip. Drop the weight into your right leg when you're ready. Pick up your left knee. Drop your left hand, find your grip. Reach your foot forward. Maybe bring it out to the side. Maybe extend the other arm. Maybe fall. And maybe just start again. Should have just done what they did on the first side and use this wall until I get my leg out. There we go. And there's the fuller expression. Notice I didn't say fullest. And slowly come back out, shake it out. Never say gracefully. Have a seat. Time flies. It's time for the sitting down. Extend your legs forward. Simple fold first. Flex your toes back towards you. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, fold down over your legs. If your knees feel like bending, let them bend. See if over the next few breaths the fold gets a little deeper. Crown of the head reaching forward when you inhale. Maybe lowering towards the legs as you exhale. Inhale and walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Let your arms open your legs out. Let your arms help bend your left leg. Bring your left foot over to your right leg. Pivot your body. Aim your sternum at your right foot. Flex your right toes towards you. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold down. Bring your left hand in towards your heart and out to the side. Rotate your arm, turn your thumb down, your palm back. Fold your arm, cross your low back. Peel your shoulder back. Extend your arm again. Undo that rotation. Reach it up overhead in the direction of the other arm. Reach up, out, back through center, And left hand comes back over by the right hand. Walk your hands up to front of your leg. Let your arms help your legs. Extend this one. Then the other one, bring the foot over. Pivot your body, flex your foot towards you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Take a couple breaths there. And slowly draw your right hand in towards your body and out to the side. Rotate, turn your palm back, your thumb down. Fold your arm across your back. Peel that right shoulder. Extend your arm. Rotate your palm forward again. Reach your arm up overhead, arcing towards the other hand. Reach up and out, come across, and walk your hands up your leg. Let your arms help extend the right leg, nudge the legs back towards each other, and bring the soles of your feet together as we did at the start of practice, having a good distance between your heels and your pelvis. Heels as far out as you can get them and still have the soles of your feet together. If you can, slide your hands under your ankles and grab the floor. If that doesn't work, you can go over your ankles. And walk your hands forward. We use traction in our arms to make this pretzel shape. And let your neck relax, let your head dip towards the floor. Breathe into your lower back. And slowly start to scoot your hands back and sit yourself up. One more fold, because I like to do these two folds together. Bring your heels in close to your pelvis now. Interlace your fingers, grab the tops of your toes. Wriggle on your seat, bring the bones in your seat closer to the ground. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward. Keep your spine long as much as you can. When the long spine stops lowering, relax your neck and let your head dip down and breathe into your hips. And maybe your elbows nudge the inside of your legs down, opening the hips even more. Inhale, slowly sit up. Use your arms to lift your knees. Rest your hands on the ground, out past your hips, wiggle your feet further apart. And let your knees float back and forth. This is kind of like taking a tour of the space you cleared in your hips. Like after you clean out your garage or something, you go, wow, this is so much bigger than it felt before. You cleared a lot of stuff out of your hips through this practice. And bring your feet in closer. You can use a block to set the space. If you don't have blocks, you can use your hands and set your feet this far apart. I will spin this up. So after I lie down, my head's closer to the microphone. And lower onto your forearms and onto your back. And we'll play with bridge pose. You can, in bridge pose, you might also put a block between your knees in that same position, helping keep ankles, knees, and hips in line with each other. Inhale, press your hips towards the ceiling. That's your bridge pose. We'll take a couple breaths at the top. And exhale to lower down. And then we'll spend a minute exploring bridge And you can do what you like. You might continue to float up and down, inhale to go up and exhale to come down, or you might lift up, place a block under your sacrum and come to rest on the block and just let the block do the work in a nice supported bridge. So whichever you're feeling like, find your own challenges. To make it more challenging, you can move more slowly, lift up higher, add extra breaths at the top of the movement. If you don't have blocks and you want to try a supported bridge, you can stack your hands on top of each other, palms down under your sacrum, and come to rest on the back of your hand. It's kind of a lot of pressure on your hand. Might not be comfortable for you. You could use a pillow or a bolster or a folded up blanket as well to support your sacrum and keep your hips lifted in the supported posture. Couple more breaths wherever you are in your bridge exploration. And wherever you are, let the next exhale be the last one. So if you're in supported bridge, slide the block out from under. Nice and slowly come down. And we'll just pause for a couple breaths after we land. If you were using blocks, move them well out of the way so they don't get in the way of our twist. Cross your right knee over your left knee. If you can't quite do that, cross your right ankle over your left knee like we did at the beginning. That's fine too. Reach your arms out to the sides. Let your legs go to the left and turn your head to the right. And as we did earlier, keep your shoulders grounded. Nice and slowly come back up to center. Switch the cross of your legs, left knee over right knee, or if that's not workable, left ankle over right knee. Allow your legs to fall to the right and turn your head to the left. And slowly come back up to center. Uncross your legs. Draw your knees towards your chest. Hug your knees and rock and roll on your back, massaging it against the ground. Whatever movements feel good to you. Front to back, side to side, circles. Maybe more random movements. Maybe make opposite circles with each knee, enjoying the space you cleared in the hips some more. Bring your knees in close, reach your feet towards the ceiling. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or your feet. Play with bending and straightening your limbs in happy baby pose. If you'd prefer another inversion, feel free to explore whatever that might be. Explore inverting for as long as you like. When you feel complete, you can make your way to Shavasana. If there's some other pose or movement you want to do first, feel free to weave that into your practice, whatever might help you feel more complete. So our standard posture for concluding practice is to extend the legs out, let the feet splay apart. Rest your hands by your hips, palms up or pinky edges of the hands on the floor. Close your eyes if you want. That's Shavasana corpse pose. But it's more important to be comfortable than it is to be in this specific shape. So if this isn't comfortable, get comfortable. This might not feel good in your low back, depending on what you've got going on there. And it might feel supportive to have your feet planted, knees leaning in towards each other. Or even to bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees splay out like we did at the start of practice, and you can hang out there. Any posture where you can be comfortably still for a few minutes to breathe and absorb the benefits of your work. You might focus on your breathing as a simple meditation, or reflect on an intention you had set for yourself, or set your mind free to just drift off and wander. You might scan your body as we did at the start of practice, checking in to see how everything's feeling. And thinking softness, heaviness, noticing every bit of contact with the floor. The weight of your head with your neck fully at rest. The nice grounding contact of your shoulder blades, your arms, your hands, your back, your sacrum, your buttocks. The weight of your legs, nicely relaxed. Weight of the feet, gently tipping open. Maybe even as you lie still, you feel your hips opening some more. Feeling those pinky toes drift towards the floor as the legs rotate out. Start to find some deeper breaths. Let your body begin to move bit by bit, starting with small movements, letting your movements gradually grow bigger. Each movement suggesting the next. And when you're ready for bigger movements, take your time and gently sit up. There's no rush. And if you like, bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for gathering to share in this practice today. The light within me sees and honors and bows to that same light in each of you. Namaste. Please make sure to visit our digital tip jar at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. And there's instructions there on how you can contribute to supporting our Zoom classes here. And I'm here at this time, Monday and Wednesday and Thursday. And today I'm here at 10 a.m. Pacific as well, substituting for another. Have a great day.